I want to make some wooden artwork.
My first attempt at drawing directly onto wood was met with a slightly underwhelming outcome. Like most things in my life, I started with an idea and absolutely no plan whatsoever on how to do it. I started by drawing out some rough ideas by hand. Inspired by some designs of ancient Nordic patterns and items, I came up with a design. Eventually, after a while. This was then scanned onto my PC, and after a lot of messing around, I added some Nordic rune patterns. I then repeated this process to get the artwork for the two singles, Vanaheim and Jotunheim. After getting some rough designs scanned onto my PC, it was time to get the wood ready. I set up outside and, oh wait, I forgot. I live in England. Anyway, after praying to the sun god, it was time to get 3 pieces of wood ready. I chose rosewood, maple and padauk wood, though after a while this changed to a darker cut of maple instead of the padauk wood. This was because padauk wood just did not burn very well no matter how hard I tried. First up, the artwork for Vanaheim, but I had no idea how to get the paper design onto wood. Then, I had an idea. My second idea worked better. I remember when I was a kid, we used to use these fake tattoo type things. They were pretty common in summer fairs or parties, wherever you went. And I got to thinking, what was it that made it that you could slide that design from paper onto your skin? Oddly enough, after a lot of research, it's actually called water slide paper. My initial plan was to take the initial designs that I'd come up with, print them on water slide paper, and then put them on the wood. As watching wood dry is probably only slightly more interesting than watching paint dry, here's an intermission of my dad's new puppy being dried after a bath. He's also looking like he's seen some things. Now, it's time to do something we all love to do. Burn things. Well, that was weird. Rosewood was a real challenge to burn the design onto, but the single Vanaheim has a very nature and spirit-based vibe to it, and slightly similar to the more Druidic ancient Celtic cultures. So I thought it was a perfect match to the music. It probably also didn't help that I was using a £15 perography set, but that's neither here nor there. Sometimes you just need to experiment on stuff, and if you haven't burnt your house down at the end of it, it's a pretty good day. With that, it was time to carefully measure out the exact perfect amount of wood finishing oil. I used Danish oil because Vikings and stuff. After this, I spent countless hours waiting for optimal light and the perfect camera angle to perfectly capture an image of the wooden artwork. It was now time to use my extremely advanced graphical processing software to digitally enhance the picture. I wanted to keep it looking natural, so very minimal things were done, just darkening some of the text and adding some contrast. Before moving on to the other 2 pieces of album artwork, we had a lovely trip to the Scottish Highlands, and with this break, I thought it was a good idea to chat about what the album is. The 9 Realms features tracks inspired by each of the 9 realms of Norse mythology. The 2 singles from the album Vanaheim and Jotunheim are out now, and each track is a musical artistic impression of what these worlds were like in ancient Nordic times. The album features a host of rare and incredible world instruments, and a huge group of musicians worked on this project. 2 years of full-time work has gone into this project, and if you wanted to know more, I've included a link to my page below that has more information about the album, the people I've worked with, and the inspirations behind the music. The album comes out on June the 28th, and if you're watching this in the future, I hope the world is a happy place. And also go listen to my music, I'm still probably poor. With the wood ready, it was time to repeat the process and get the album artwork and the single Jotunheim ready. I was visiting my father for the week, and apparently scissors are a rare item in his house. But, like most things, we improvised. The maple wood was a much less taxing endeavour to burn the designs onto, and naturally it had better contrast than the darker wood. The 9 Realms artwork is inspired by Yggdrasil, the world tree in which all realms are connected to. Vanaheim artwork is inspired by antlers, and also Freya's necklace, whose name can piss off, which features Old Norse writings and captures the essence of the forest world nicely. Jotunheim's artwork is mountains, because... So with that done, and the wood finish finally settled, I had made 3 pieces of solid wood artwork for the project. I really hope you enjoy the album, and I hope you think the artwork turned out well.